always a bit of a challenge on any day for the post-lunch, early afternoon session to get underway and get people engaged and such. And today it's particularly a demanding day because that is certainly a wonderful first day of autumn here in Prince Edward Island there today. My name is Gordon Cobb. I'm a policy analyst with the regional office of ACOA PEI, and tourism here in Charlottetown. And to provide a bit more background, ACOA stands for the Atlantic Canada Opportunities Agency, and it's the major federal economic development agency in Atlantic Canada. And I'm very fortunate to work as a policy analyst in that office, and climate change is one of my files, very exciting. But also, over the last number of months, I've had the great pleasure of working of serving with the committee that organized the current symposium that we're enjoying right now. It's really been, and continues to be, a wonderful event, a great exchange of information, great discussion all around. The innovation session is about to begin here, and I'm particularly proud to be standing here to help run this session. We'll recall from yesterday the opening remarks of Jim Randall, read the message from the Honourable Navdeep Bains, the Minister for Innovation, Science, Economic and Development, discussing two very important points: that climate change is a priority for the Government of Canada, but also it's our challenge and our duty and our great opportunity to provide the innovation around which we will tackle that problem of climate change, and in so doing advance our economy and society nationally and globally. I will give a bit of an overview of how to run the session. It will be essentially the same as the others. We have three excellent panelists here, for sure. We are very lucky. We will have the panel, and then we'll proceed to the follow-up session, and we're also very fortunate to discuss this, the two people that we have here to assist us in that process. And we have major partners of ACOA in all areas of economic development and innovation, not just climate change, but all areas. We have, from the provincial government, we have Michelle Dorsey, Deputy Minister of the Department of Land, Communities and Environment. I have that correct. And Michelle will be speaking and helping us run the discussion afterwards. And it's wonderful to have Michelle here with her great experience in public administration, regulatory affairs, and such, and also another important role in life, serving as the UPEI Student Union President in 1985, and thus being my mentor when I became President for 86. So that's that wonderful PEI connection there as well. Also, for our second discussant, we have from the University of Prince Edward Island as well, Dr. Amy Chow, and Dr. Chow is with the newly, many years in progress and development, but newly opened UPEI School of Sustainable Design Engineering, of which ACOA has been enthusiastically supporting and will continue to be very important to the future of our academic life and our economy in Prince Edward Island, Atlantic Canada, and globally. So I will proceed then. I will just mention first, I mentioned a lot about university life and universities. That's very, very important for the topic of innovation. We do have, I'll introduce everyone in detail as we work through the panel, but we have people who are very competent and advanced in innovation and from important universities in our policy life and in our careers in economic development, innovation, and our future of climate change. We have Dr. Stefano Mancata, associate with the University of Malta. And we have Robert Greenwood, Memorial University of Newfoundland, and our very own Dr. Edmund Fennick with the UPEI Climate Lab, so also the University of Prince Edward Island. So bear with me. We will proceed now to the panel. And I'll begin with Dr. Mancata, and I'll read by no means a fulsome biography, but I'll read some idea of what we're going to get here from this great scholar. Stefano Mancata holds a PhD in economics from the University of Malta, where he lectures and conducts research in the areas of development and climate change. island studies, sustainable development, and impact evaluation techniques. Stefano's recent research activities include health and economic assessments in the face of climate change of urban communities in Africa and small island developing states, what we refer to as SIDS. Prior to joining academia, Stefano worked in the Italian Parliament as policy analyst. Stefano is a member of the board of the Islands and Small States Institute at the University of Malta and part of the executive committee of the European Association of Development and Training Institutes. Of course, also it's important to point out the important relationship between the University of Prince Edward Island and the University of Malta and the co-chairing of the new UNESCO Institute of Island Studies and Sustainability. I had the great fortune of life also visiting Malta many years ago, and also the relationship with Malta formerly for UPI goes back a number of years. Dr. Godfrey Baldacchino, 1992, I think, is the first appearance of Dr. Baldacchino. Here, now moving to the panel, we have moved the discussion, quite rightly, to climate change resilience. We've done that, it's very important, but also we're going to take I think it's fair to say, part of our discussion here, not to lose sight of the issue of vulnerability and impacts. And I think we can count on Dr. Mikado from his research and his attention to evaluation techniques to look to the hard data, the important question therein of assessing the vulnerability that many coastal communities have to climate change. So I'll hand it over to you, please, Dr. Mikado.
Thank you very much, Gordon. Thank you for having me here, to all the organizers. It's been a pleasure. Very inspiring. People have talked from this podium, and I believe there are synergies between all the presentations that have been given today. It's been extremely well organized, so well done once again. So in this short presentation, I will take you through some of the work we've been doing, mostly from a conceptual point of view, but I'll zoom into some examples as well. On looking at the role of good governance to create the right environment for innovation to happen, with a focus on climate change and small islands, which can be, that's what we'll be arguing, could be inherently vulnerable to the negative impacts of climate change, but also extremely resilient. And this depends, during the presentation, you'll see very much on the level of governance. So we'll frame this within the vulnerability and resilience framework, which was developed mostly from an economic development point of view, but can be applied to the risk of being harmed by climate change, and then touch on some very important links between governance and economic development, which then can use innovations, with of course some examples on islands. Right, so this framework was developed first in 2006 by some scholars, mostly from the University of Malta, but then also used in other frameworks all over the world by Dino Priguglio and other scholars, and focused on economic development, looking at economic vulnerability. However, this can be applied also to the risk of being harmed by climate change. We can look at this slide as being a small example. So the risk here is calculated by adding to the risk the vulnerability. In this case, according to this framework, the concept of vulnerability is framed as such as being inherent. Therefore, there are certain traits in the geographical characteristics of the islands that make them inherently vulnerable to the negative impacts of climate change. So, for example, being on an island or prone to certain the effects of cyclones and etc. So, it's level of exposure. On the other hand, we can reduce this risk by acting on resilience. Therefore, and this definition and concept is linked to mostly the policy-induced actions and variables that can be created in order to mitigate the inherent vulnerability. So, and I would like to stress here that the definition of vulnerability is very much in line here with the definition that IPCC has of vulnerability. However, there is a slightly difference in the definition that we have for resilience, because we mostly refer to the policy-induced variables. Therefore, what can we do policy-wise to increase our resilience? So what policy actions can we put into action? Facilitating adaptation, integrating and mainstreaming certain good policies within the national or international framework. Now, if we were to look at this graph, which is very similar to what Robert has been discussing today, but probably adapted differently. So we have a vulnerability on one axis and resilience on the other. We have kind of four scenarios where you have countries that are highly vulnerable, exposed to climate change, and they are very low resilience, and that's the worst case scenario. Okay? So you're highly vulnerable, it's susceptible to the negative impacts of climate change, and you do nothing or you do very badly to cope and to react to those impacts. If you move on the right, we have countries that or communities that are highly vulnerable to climate change, but they also adopt policy to cope with those impacts. Therefore, you also have higher resilience. On the other hand, you have countries that are low, they have low vulnerability, but they also do very little in terms of resilience. And then the best case, countries that have very low vulnerability and are highly resilient because they do something about it, even if they are very low resilient. Now, if you were to try to attempt to measure vulnerability and resilience according to standard indicators on vulnerability and resilience, you will find and isolate these results for islands. You would see that not just subject to jurisdictions, just for islands, because these studies have not yet been done. You would see that in most of the cases, islands tend to be highly vulnerable. But surprisingly, most of them also highly resilient. There are cases where, so islands tend to be on the extreme. They either do extremely well, or they do very badly. Because the level of exposure is inherently high, and if you do nothing about it, the impacts are extremely bad for all the sectors, most important, and visibly the economic ones. Now, we tend to see to have a relationship between the countries that are highly vulnerable but also highly resilient and governance and good governance. So there were some studies, although not comprehensive, and this is one of the issues I will tackle later on in terms of lack of data, that show that the more good governance there is, the higher is the level of resilience, and therefore the higher your capacity to cope with those negative impacts. Now, what do we know about good governance and these links that we have with resilience and development? Now, we do know there is an overwhelming acceptance and results that show that good governance makes development possible. And there are large studies, also case studies, that validate this. It's also true that poor governance has been increasingly associated with factors that do not create a good environment for economic development, and therefore with poverty. Even here, islands and small states tend to perform either very, very well or very badly. So you have countries like, for example, Comoros or Guinea that tend to be at the very bottom of any type of indicator looking at resilience and vulnerability, as well as governance. Now, countries with higher rate of good governance compared to those that have tend to be faster innovators. So they tend to also arrive faster at solutions that can improve the environment where economic development can happen. However, there are large gaps in applied studies that look at this causal relationship, especially if you want to look at quantitative analysis and isolating it for islands. So we're still at the very beginning. There are many studies that attempt to look at this in terms of the development aid policy, but they haven't looked at islands specifically. So we're still on acquiring some of this knowledge. Now, I want to go through some of the examples that are linked to this, to high governance, high resilience in the face of climate change. Some of you have already mentioned this in these 2 days, or you might know some of them. So, in Iceland, the use of renewable resources have enhanced the agricultural sector by using geothermal energy. So, notwithstanding the fact that the country doesn't have the chance to have a normal traditional agricultural sector for also exporting most of the products, this was the availability of geothermal energy has induced an innovation that made them export also some of the products all over the world, and of course increasing that food security. Another interesting case is one of the Mauritians. When the regime for subsidies of sugarcane, mostly from the EU, collapsed, they have managed to change, switch, and use sugarcane to produce energy. Although there are some controversies, and I'm going to look into this in terms of course, the pollution that the generation of sugarcane to produce energy can create. There are net gains in terms of the percentage of energy coming from these biomasses that can be used nationally. Also, all the livelihoods that is included for the farmers. We'll go back to Malta, a case which we know a bit better. Malta was one of the pioneers in terms of the desalination systems. It's a very arid country, very little rain. It's increasingly going arid. Just to give you an idea, in June of last year, we should have experienced a high level of precipitation, which didn't happen. And our, in terms of millimeters, were below the threshold of being considered as desert, below 250, I believe, millimeters, if I'm not mistaken. And we were well below that by June, and summer was starting, so it was not very bad. So Malta, since the 60s, started to develop indigenously very interesting systems to desalinate the water, and this has been copied, and the technology has been shared in many countries. And this was in a setting where there is a relatively good level of good governance, increasingly more. Another example, the last one, is Singapore. It's highly exposed to storms and cyclones. There's a problem with water storage, which they have managed to solve by having very complicated but successful engineering projects, which would be very difficult to imagine in a line that has also a problem with space. But even here, we have many more examples of sometimes massive projects in the context of small islands being carried out, among other factors also because there is more governance. Now, the policy relevance of all these points that we have raised together. Now, enhancing good governance can build resilience to climate change and can boost also innovation. Now, involving stakeholders and fostering the feeling of ownership or adaptation strategy can build community resilience which besides the planning type of adaptation can also encourage spontaneous adaptation. It can improve disaster risk reduction strategies. In the case of events that hit the coast and countries that need to look at humanitarian assistance to cope with severe storms or severe climate change events, boosting good governance could also help in the immediate assistance after a storm or a general event, including thinking of allocating aid more strategically to push or help foster good governance, to then make all these decisions more longer term. Now, there are, of course, in this framework I've been talking to you about some tensions, some problems. The first one would be for sure the different understanding there is in the community of the concept of vulnerability and its measurement, which can be, of course, understood and interpreted in different manners. There is we have also a problem when we define good governance. So sometimes this has been used to push and to push the Western type of governance and democracy into countries and areas where they had already the level of governance, the level of democracy. So there is always the dilemma whether it's bona fide or not wanting to adopt the Western model. It could be an excuse not to justify authoritarian rule. This is what we find from the literature. There is also another big important problem, which is lack of data. Now, especially when we measure vulnerability and resilience and in small islands, we see that there is a problem with data availability. The table down there is the last Sustainable Development Goals dashboard, which was distributed recently as a first update for the SDGs. And overwhelmingly, there is a majority of countries without any data, or a very high percentage of no data, which is islands and small states. So, and the last point I would like to raise is in terms of the indicators. Now, we were heard from the government representative from Vanuatu that they're attempting to adopt different set of indicators, and that's extremely encouraging. Not only because there is a dichotomy between the traditional GDP and other indicators, but also because this can reflect cultural diversity and help us to assess vulnerability and resilience perhaps more comprehensively. So that's definitely the way to go. But we still have this tension. We don't know what type of indicators are more suitable. And if there is one which should be the supreme order, like it is GDP number. Now, some concluding points. I think there is very little doubt that acting on the factors that increase good governance can be extremely important to promote economic development and enhance climate change adaptation. And within this, innovations should be embedded in an environment where good governance is nurtured, so that changes, innovations can happen faster and last for a long time. There is also a bit of a tension here between technological-based solutions to climate change versus addressing the drivers of vulnerability. So in most of the cases, we've seen that, particularly for the Green Fund, many projects and programs tend to focus on building stuff, building infrastructure, which is without any doubt important, but at times it would be interesting to analyze whether there is a problem with attacking the drivers of poverty, vulnerability, rather than building a dam. So perhaps by building a dam, there's been many research about this, right? You remove access to water to villages who before had access to water, now not only don't have that access, but they also have to pay for that utility. So there are many concerns, and most of the projects tend to have a technological-based solution rather than adding that human dimension. Last point, which is of course mostly a provocation, is should ODA be subject to good governance? We have many examples of this which haven't worked so far, but in certain areas they have. And interestingly, even here, they have worked very well for islands. Mauritius and Seychelles have received an increasingly bigger amount of funds from the EU because they have aligned their principles and actions on the ground to good governance and aid effectiveness. And they have, of course, gained from higher amounts of ODA, which is being done without any type of string. Okay? It's just budget support, transfer of big funds into Mauritius and Seychelles budgets without any type of subjectivity. So this is just food for thought for any other discussion.